All right, I'm Libbye Thompson. Of course, in the Navy it was Elizabeth. I don't answer to that, though. If you call me that, I'm Libbye Thompson. And I was in the Navy for 3.5 years. And my longest stay was at San Diego, California. But I got my training at Mount Holyoke in Massachusetts. And from there I had my first tour of duty at Norfolk, which I hated. And so after I had been there for 6 months, we couldn't request a transfer until we'd been anywhere for 6 months. So on the very day that I had been there 6 months, I sent in my request for transfer to Florida. But it made my commanding officer so mad that he sent me to California. He thought that would... But you know what? I loved it. Oh, I loved it out there. I'm from Florida, but I sure did like my stay in San Diego. That was really great. I was a paymaster, and I was in dispersing. And twice a month, of course, I would go drive around to these. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Paymaster.
These are pictures of the pay wagon. It was a converted milk wagon, is what it was. And I was on one side, and my friend, another wave, was on the other side. I had the L to K's. And the satchel you see there, we carried between $200,000 and $300,000 in those satchels every payday. And of course, during the war, well, I didn't have sense enough to be scared. I didn't think nobody ever bothered us, you know. It was a really neat job. I liked that job, and the fellows knew exactly where to line up, where they belonged in line. They knew by the alphabet where they were, and it was really funny how they could, when they saw us coming, they'd be all in line ready for us when we got there. So that was really great. And here's a picture of some of them in the line. And there I am in the driver's seat driving the milk wagon. And this was my friend who was with me. She was on the other side paying, and I was on the L disease side paying. But anyway, that was a real neat job. I enjoyed that. But I can't say much for Norfolk.
Here's a picture of you when you...
This? Mm-hmm. Okay. These are the dress whites that we wore. And, of course, this is the officer's insignia on the cap that we had to wear. Because these are the officers' caps. Hats, really. The hat. We had caps also that had the same insignia on it. And the stripes were on the cuffs to the uniforms. And I had gotten up to full lieutenant when I was discharged. So it was all very, I don't know that I would do it again now. But boy, then it was really great. I really did love it. And I have here, I sang with the band. They called it the recreation band. It was just really a dance band, that's what it was. And so we did this every Saturday night. I had to get special permission because it was an enlisted personnel affair where the dance band was in the gym. And I had to have special permission from my commanding officer to sing with them because I was an officer. And that was fun, just lots of fun. Oh, I did love that. I think I was singing Shoo, 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 Baby here. I don't know if you remember that one. But anyway, so...
Now, Bill Repty interviewed you for the book that he wrote, Our Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read your chapter. It's really good.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
The heroes of Cook County.
Well, I mean, if they've seen these, there's no point in showing these over again.
Well, no, many people have not seen it.
Oh, they haven't?
Mm-mm.
Well, they're so ugly, I don't want to show them.
Oh.
I didn't age very pretty. So, anyhow, I don't know. Are there any other pictures besides that one?
Didn't he have the picture of you as when you were enlisted? in there? Oh, maybe not.
Well, I
thought he had-
can't see.
I think he had that picture in there also.
Well, it's hooked together, so I can't get it out.
Oh, that's okay.
Anyway, that's that.
So, some of your experiences while you were in the service of the pay wagon, and was there anything else
That was all my
happened?
job. My job was as a paymaster, but I did all this singing and stuff on the side. That was what I did for fun. And I mean, we had fun too. And I went around to all the hospitals and the sick bays, they call them, and singing for the fellas that were in sick bay, and also at the games when they had a ball game. I would be out there singing it in the bleachers for the ball games, and it was just lots of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Was that to improve morale and the singing?
Oh, well, I hope so. I sure hope so. They seem to enjoy it. Yeah, they would, and hate to see you leave. I mean, when you get through and especially in the sick bays, when you go through and you're singing to the fellas, and they're in bed, some of them missing arms and legs and stuff, it's hard, kind of, to try to sing to a group of people that are injured like they have been. And, but they just seem to love it, and so I did too.
So those were the soldiers that came back from the war?
Yes.
They were in the hospitals?
Yeah, well, they were the Navy. They were sailors.
Oh, the sailors.
Yeah.
Were they in San Diego? Was that when you were in San Diego?
That was mostly. Mm-hmm.
Mostly. And you loved it out there in California?
I sure did. I sure did. That was really great.
Well, what
I
did
didn't like Norfolk, but you can have that.
Yeah, why did you not like Norfolk?
How much time have
Oh,
you
really?
got?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, just touch upon it.
Well, for one thing, I did not have a job, so to speak. When I went there, they had to bring in a desk for me because there was not. I thought I was replacing somebody to go to war.
Yeah.
Well, when I got to Norfolk, they didn't even have a place for me. They had to bring in a desk so I would have a desk to sit at, and it got me off really on the wrong foot, so to speak there. And after I had been there for 6 months, I put in for a transfer because I was a glorified garbage man. That's what I was. Because my job was to go around, go to across the bay there from Norfolk. What was the place?
Virginia. That's Norfolk, Virginia, right?
Yeah, Norfolk, Virginia,
What would be
but I can't
across
think of
there,
what the town. Well, anyway, I had to get statistics on all the salvage, whether it was paper or glass or anything.
Recycling?
Recycling and all of that. And I had to put down how much we did and what it was and how much we got for it and all that, you know. And then I had to make graphs, draw little graphs. I wondered, well, how was this helping the war? I just figured, I'm not helping the war effort at all. So, but anyway, after I got out of there and got over to California, let me tell you, that was a different story. I loved that. That was really great. And
So some of the people that you served under in California, were you reporting to? Who were you reporting to? Or they?
Commander Finley. Mm-hmm. Commander Finley was my boss in the dispersing office there, and he was great. He was a great one, and I was always full of jokes and stuff, you know. And I know one time I went into his office. Well, they got me to go into him, and I said they wanted me to say this little. Are you nervous in the service? Do you have hysterics in the barracks? Do you wake up every morning with a jerk? You lucky kid.
I heard that. That's so funny. Oh,
I said that to my commanding officer. They pushed me in there to do it.
What, do you get a chance to sing anymore?
Oh, it's gone. I can't sing anymore.
No, you're
I'm
not
an
in
old
the
lady
choir.
now.
You're not in the choir, though. They have the choir practice today.
Oh, well, I've been in the choir. I've been here 11 years. And I've been up until this year. I dropped out of it this year because there comes a time when you just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm an old lady.
Well, do you have a message for today's youth? Anything that you'd like to share with them about, the way that it was in World War II? Everyone pulled together as a nation.
Well, we were all fighting a war.
Yeah.
We were fighting a war then. And we were all concentrating on that end. And we got there. We made it. So.
Well, you understood the importance of maintaining our freedom.
Yeah.
Everyone must have.
Oh, yes. Oh, by all means.
Well, I hope, and one of the reasons why we're doing these documentaries is so that today's youth will hear your stories and understand, because we've never had a war in our lifetime on our soil. And I think that...
Well, that wasn't on our soil. Well, it was Pearl Harbor. That was our soil.
Yeah, that was our soil. Yeah. And that affected a lot of Americans, but our Americans then had to go and fight to keep the war from coming to us.
Yeah, Japan. Oh, well.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right.
But, they're not teaching quite enough in American history now. That's why we really...
Yeah.
Children think, I've heard them call it World War XI. Why would they not know it's World War II?
Well, they tried to squelch all of that Jewish in Germany after that, when they killed all the Jewish people. You remember that? And went all through that. And they tried to squelch that, but I still remember it.
Wasn't it Eisenhower, though, that asked to have all the pictures made? Make the pictures of the concentration camps so that we will never forget.
I believe so.
I think it was Eisenhower, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Oh, was it Truman? Oh, it was Truman.
Truman?
Truman, because Eisenhower didn't get to be president until after it was Truman that said, make
Well,
sure you
give
get
Truman a
pictures.
little
And
credit,
Patton.
because he...
And Patton.
And Patton said, make sure you get pictures so that this is part of history.
Never want to forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Never forget.
But see, they're not really teaching very much of it in American
My
history.
brother-in-law was there when they opened Duck House.
Duck
When
House?
I think of Truman, I think of him playing the piano. That's what I think of for Truman.
Musical part.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and what was her name? Betsy? His wife?
Bess.
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 Yeah.
Bess.
Truman.
Bess
Yeah,
Truman.
that's right.
Yeah.
And their daughter was Margaret.
There you
And she tried to sing.
Tried.
I heard some people say she sang good.
Oh yeah, did you hear that?
Somebody that couldn't sing.
Well, she could carry a tune.
Well, thank you so much for your service for our country and for our freedom. And our generation, we're baby boomers. We've enjoyed a lifetime of freedom because of all the sacrifices that were made for us, of your generation.
I never went overseas, though.
Doesn't
There
matter.
was some waves who went to Hawaii, but that was the only place waves went. They did not go overseas. The WACs went overseas,
Right.
but the waves did not, except for Pearl Harbor. They went to Hawaii.
Well, yeah, but everyone pulled together, stateside and, overseas. So, and in the Pacific Theater and European Theater. So you did your part too. Thank you.
I stayed home.